Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here with a wonderful message from Philip about how we can find peace and joy in this world. Please just put them in the comments below and we will put them in the queue and get to those questions. I ask that you leave them of a general nature for all of our viewers to have an interest in, or for most of our viewers, perhaps I should say, to have an interest in, rather than of personal questions. Personal questions lets you and I talk personally, and just feel free to give me a call. We'll set up a session for you. I apologize for my squeaky chair. You would think I would get a new one that would stop squeaking, and I have oiled it. That didn't work, but it's just, one of those chairs I'm used to, and so I keep it around, and it's comfortable. It fits me. Anyway, we will also get a message, and we just open to any page, and we get that message, that wisdom from Philip. So we'll get our message for the week also. For any of my books, by the way, people have asked me about them. Yes, buy them, please. With one exception, it should be out of print, and I do have to. People have been after me to get it reprinted, and that's 23 Days: A Celtic Journey. Other than that, the books are all available at a reasonable price. That one people are reselling at ridiculous prices, so don't buy that one yet. But my other books are available. You can go to my website or just go straight to Amazon, and you can read a little bit about the book and know more about it. Anyway, here, for those of you who are able to, excuse me, meet us live, we're so happy to have you here. And for those of you who are unable to meet us live and are able to view the video later, thank you so much. I really appreciate your thumbs up. I appreciate your comments. And I mostly appreciate your love and for you to accept my love. Okay, this is one of my favorite messages, I have to tell you. Here's our question. Will the mass shootings and the wars and all the horrors in the world, or with the mass shootings and the wars and all the horrors in the world, how love you? Thank you. So glad you were able to make it live. Thank you. So we're going to get right to this question. With the mass shootings and the wars and all the horrors in the world, how can we find peace and joy? Here's what Philip says. Might surprise you. Peace and joy you can find, and you must find, to help yourself and the world. We must find it. All right. We remind you that every thought you have reverberates throughout the world, throughout the universe, for all eternity. This is not to ask you to feel guilty for non-peaceful thoughts. Quite the opposite, really. My hair is catching on the back of my chair. Sorry about that. Opposite, really. In times of unrest and upheaval, many feel guilty for being joyful when the joy is what's needed to heal the upheaval. This is not to say one should not experience anger, grief, fear, etc. These are normal human emotions given to you to experience. So is joy, which you know more explicitly because you have experienced its opposite. I'm going to reread that paragraph because I think that is such an important information. Okay. I guess I have to read the paragraph before. This is not to unrest and upheaval. Many feel guilty for being joyful when the joy is what's needed to heal the upheaval. This is not to say one should not experience anger, grief, fear. These are normal human emotions given to you to experience. So is joy, which you know more explicitly because you have experienced its opposite. I love it. This is part of the joy of human life, experiencing human emotion. The problems come when either one stays in the dark emotion too long and forgets how to experience the opposite, or they feel unworthy of experiencing joy, so stay in guilt and sorrow. Neither helps or the world. To experience to experience peace, joy, love, all of which are your birthright. Peace, joy, love, they're all our birthright. Begin by recognizing your need to feel the opposite. You must ask yourself why you deprive yourself of peace, of joy, of living in love. So, what Philip is saying there is when we're angry, ask ourselves why. And we keep going deeper because the surface anger often is not the truth of what we're angry about. The same with fear, the same with being upset at the news. If you watch or listen to why are you angry? Why are you fearful? And Philip says, do not tell us because of the state of the world. If this is your thought, go back and listen again to what we've said. Not to deny other feelings, to feel them, but not live there. And not to feel so guilty, feeling happy, because the world needs it. He goes on to say, the biggest hurdle to peace and joy is simply stop feeling guilty for feeling love when all around you is feeling joy, when so many are unhappy, for being peaceful when the world is in upheaval. Stop feeling guilty about that, he's saying. The guilt you feel about being happy is taking happiness from the world. It's taking happiness from the world, not just yourself. What if those who aim a gun or a bomb at others start laughing because they hear a child's laughter? Or what if their hearts open to joy when they watch the sunrise? Or their thoughts turn to peace when they look into the night at the stars? You must create, this is important, listen, you must create the paths for others to find their way. Every time you laugh or breathe in peace, it is as though you drop flower petals along a path that can then be followed. Let go of your guilt for being peaceful, for being joyful. The more you live in love, the more you heal the world. Go be joyful. Go be peaceful. We will show you the way. You've merely to ask and then listen, so you can then take the action needed to be a leader of world peace. I'm going to read those last few paragraphs because I think they're really important. You must create the paths for others to find their way. Every time you laugh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice there. It's getting a little rough. Every time you laugh or breathe in peace, it is as though you drop flower petals along a path that can be followed. Let go of your guilt for being peaceful, for being joyful. The more you live in love, the more you heal the world. Go be joyful. Go be peaceful. We will show you the way. You've merely to ask and then listen, so you can then take the action needed to be a leader of world peace. All right, my friends. Philip is saying, don't forget the anger. Don't ignore it. You find the peace more explicitly, more beautifully, because you've experienced it. Just don't live in it. And stop feeling guilty for being happy and joyful and laughing. The world needs that right now, because every thought we put out, every action we put out, if we're putting out more anger and more upset and more anxiety, well, that's the path we're creating. I forgot to pull it out, but give me just a moment here. One of my books, one of my books is, I did getting out of range there, but one of my books is Joy, the Art of Living Life, and it's 52 practices for creating happiness and joy. This is available on Amazon. You can go to my website or you can go directly to Amazon if you want some extra help. But as Philip says, go be joyful, go be peaceful. We will show you the way. You've merely to ask and then listen, so you can then take the action needed to be a leader of world peace. If this book will help you, go get it. It has 52 ways of finding joy and peace, do that. Let's all let go of the guilt for being joyful, for being peaceful. Let's recognize what's going on and change it through joy and peace and love. Through laughter. Let's not get caught in the anger of what's going on. Is this easy? Oh my gosh. Very difficult, I think. But it's simple as, when I go to the grocery store, people can see me smiling even though I have a mask on. And so maybe it's when somebody is grumpy to me, I smile at them and say, bless you. I may even stick my tongue out under my mask, but I can giggle about it and say, bless you. May you be well. May you be happy. Instead of when somebody cuts you off in traffic, instead of finger language, only use this kind of finger language. I'm not there. I'm getting a heart, not the other kind. That kind of thing. It may be very simple, but don't feel guilty for being happy. Hello, Lexi Luna. She says, good afternoon, Diana and Phillip. So glad to join you again today, sending love and positive vibes your way. We're so glad you're joining us too. Thank you. And Jakarta Marie says, beautiful, be love and heal the world. Yes, yes. And Jakarta Marie says, you keep freezing. Must be a high energy day. Thank you and take care. Well, it could also be the storms in either your area or my area. We've had a lot of storms. So I hope I'm defreezing or defrosting, whichever. Let's get our weekly message from Phillip, shall we? And we just flip through, and there we go. I'm hearing right. If you heard right, our intuition's in sync. If you heard left, that's a message that you need to listen to. That's for you. On the right, it says, do not be so busy seeking life that you forget to be life. Do not. And Lexi Luna, thank you. Thank you. I'm stopping here because Lexi Luna it was a big bright orange and it caught my eye here. And and it is accepted with heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. And Annika World says, hi, Diana and Phillip, everyone in the chat. Happy Friday. Yes. Was on the right, and it says, do not be so busy seeking life that you forget to be life. So sometimes it's all right to take a day off. Recently, I took my office phone in the office. I would check it for emergency messages, but I walked away from it. And I walked away from the computer, and I just needed time for just me. And I took it. You can too. If you heard left, this is your message. Tomorrow is merely an extension of today. Is it not then wise to guard that which your thought creates today? This is especially for those of you who feel guilty for laughing or for being happy in this ugly world that we're living in today, that we're creating such a beautiful world. If you haven't already, be sure and listen to Phillip's July predictions. It's not so much a prediction this time. It's really the message for those of you who are ready to hear it. And I leave it there. So if you heard left, tomorrow is merely an extension of today. Is it not then wise to guard that which your thoughts create today? And for all of us, do not be so busy seeking life that you forget to be life. And I want to leave you with this message that Phillip, with this last paragraph, because I think this is so important. Go be joyful. Go be peaceful. We will show you the way. You've merely to ask and then listen, so you can then take the action needed to be a leader of world peace. Those of you who are here with me today, those of you who are listening to this message, you are world leaders of peace. And together, we can make a change. It's not to deny the anger. It's to work through it. You can hear my emotion. You can see my tears because I have such hope for this world. I love you, my friends, because you are the ones who give me the hope for the world. Thank you for receiving our love. Thank you for the love you send to us. See you again soon. Love you all. Bye for now.